What up, B Squad? It's me, JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 7, Episode number 7, I believe, you guys. And this episode is titled, It's Giving Scandal. Now, before we jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a huge solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss the sisters, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, we pick up with the two slimy people kissing each other. That's right, Tamara and Gary, right? So Hayden came back in, and Hayden is thinking, everything that he's doing is so good for him for this partner position. And I was like, oh, okay, I got you, right? And, he thinks that he got it in the bag. And Gary is over there telling him, like, hey, I think you need an A-list client. Who is going to be the A-list client, Gary? Who, might I ask, will be the A-list client? Are you suggesting, what's his name? Jordan, by his chance? Is that what you're doing? Like, Gary, you're see-through at this point, right? So Tamara went to, I guess, go clean up the dishes. And I was like, wait a minute. Y'all ate this food and y'all ain't mentioned nothing about Penelope, who just went to the bathroom, but dinner is over and no Penelope. I was like, oh, okay. So then Gary, proceeds to tell Hayden to, proceed with caution when it comes to Tamara. Yeah, because you just stuck your tongue down her throat. So when Gary and Penelope left, Tamara is asking Hayden how did he feel about the dinner. He said that, the things with Gary and Penelope were very fake, right? And so she asked him, well, do you think you can trust Gary? He told her, yeah. He says, I know Gary's been inconsistent, consistent shit, for a while now, but he's been like that since college. I was like, huh? Wait a minute, run that back. Because I had to sit there and listen. I was like, did he just say that Gary has been in shit since college? You didn't know Gary in college. I was like, you didn't know Gary in college. Did Gary even go to college? Like, I was so confused. I was like, did somebody forget what they wrote in the script? Because Gary and Hayden just literally met each other through the show. But I was like, okay. I would say that I would blame this on Tyler, but I don't even know if I can blame this on Tyler. Because I was just like, he's been like that since college. I was like, you know what? Let it go, JB. We'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. Now, we see Sabrina and Rich. They're out on a date. And for the love of God, I just really want Sabrina just to let Rich go. Because you guys are on two totally, you guys are not even in the same library. Let's be real with each other. I was about to say y'all not on the same page. Y'all not in the same book. Y'all not even in the same library. He doesn't want kids. You do. Why are you wasting your time? I get you might like this guy, but if you know that he wants something that you don't want, why are you continuously pursuing something, right? So he's telling her, how he feels like the luckiest man with the way that she's been towards him, right? He also had a gift for her, and it was a charm bracelet. And so she loved the bracelet. So she told him about her consultation that she's going to be having for her IVF and how she feels so alone. He says, well, I'm right here with you. I was like, no, you're not right there with her. Because if she wants to go through with the process of freezing her eggs or even freezing embryos, you're not going to be a part of that process because you don't want kids. So you're not right there with her. Oh my God. It was just kind of, for me, it's just frustrating to me because of the fact that Sabrina won't move on. If you know that it doesn't seem as if he's going to change his mind. So I don't know why you're wasting your time, so to speak, right? But hey, it is what it is, right? So Andy got to her office, and what I said last week, I was correct about it. I knew exactly where they were going with this situation, right? But it still makes no sense unless they're going far away from the fact that, whatever his name is, Jordan was an NFL player. If Jordan was an NFL player, I don't care if he was a low level NFL player. If a if someone saw this and they knew that he was, especially a cop, if they knew that he was messing with an underage child, it would have blew up all over the news. He would have never even had a career in the NFL. But neither here nor there, right? So I think she's a secretary or the receptionist. So she's checking on Andy to make sure she's good. Hayden comes out to basically call, fuck with her, saying she's Olivia Pope. She's like, why are you calling me Olivia Pope? He said, because Olivia Pope, was all, she liked mess. She liked to clean up mess is what she did. And so Fatima, she went to her office and Fatima was in there. And Fatima's asking Andy, is she okay? And Andy's like, what are you talking about? So Andy ended up leaving her phone at Jordan's place because Jordan brought up, love, and she dipped the fuck out of there, right? And so Fatima is telling her, well, it's all over the blogs, it's all over the news that, he had an inappropriate relationship with an underage girl, right? Now, Andy she didn't know nothing about it, so she was thinking it was because of his opponent dropping out, and it was like, nope, that ain't what it is, girlfriend. So Andy then told Fatima that, when she talked to his PR team, they told her that his past was clean. Andy, now, if the PR team told you that his past was clean, then it was clean because a PR can go through and find everything old. People can find your old tweets, sweep those old tweets, Facebook posts, things that you liked in the past. And even with, here's the thing. If this really happened, I don't know why I'm even using air quotes because we know it didn't happen. If this really happened, there would be some kind of a paper trail. You can hide certain things, but people can find, as easily as you can hide things, people can easily find things. But okay. So Fatima told her that everyone in the office knows about this, and she said, again, this is because she left her phone at his place. So Fatima says, well, has he ever shown any interest in, young girls? She said no. She says, when you guys watch, PORN together, has he ever looked at? She says, we haven't gotten to that point. We haven't gotten there. She says they've only been together for 4 months. I was like, okay, 4 months. 4 months. So you don't technically know him, but 4 months. Oh, never mind. Some people, it takes them a while to say love. It takes a while. Neither here nor there. Next up, you guys. Pam and her terrible acting. My God, my God, my God. I know she's Beyonce's cousin, but my God, her acting is terrible. Oh my God, that acting is horrible. So Pam's side business is thriving. Karen's salon, it is tanking, right? And Karen told Pam that that's a conflict of interest. I was like, girl, is it really a conflict of interest? Because, girl, you ain't bringing no money. As of right now, don't look like you bringing any money into this salon. And then, people, you losing stylists and stuff. Okay, girl. Okay. So Pam wants to bring up the tea about Jordan. And I was like, girl, here go Pam being messy, a typical messy self. But Karen called Andy. It went to voicemail. We all know why it went to voicemail. She don't have a phone. Now, we'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. Okay, you guys. Danny and Tony. I don't like them together for a multitude of reasons. I don't like them together because she literally ended things with Preston for Tony. So Tony is a rebound. Tony just, I've never liked Tony ever since seeing him in that utility van. Here's my thing. I don't know who, that was Tyler's, right, back then. But I don't know who would find that attractive or who would get turned on or aroused by the fact of a man or even a woman saying to you, you be in your car every day at your lunch break and I hear your conversations with your girlfriends. You're Sabrina. You're Andy. I know who you are because I've heard her talk about you. I've heard all of her conversations, and you drive one of them creepy ass creeper vans. Creepy Tony, right? I just wouldn't get. I wouldn't. I, if I was a woman, nothing would get drip. Nothing would drip. Nothing would do anything. It would. The well would just dry up. But Danny seems to be attracted to the man. Now, what I will say in this particular scene, Daniela, you were being unreasonable. You knew that this man had kids. If you know that he has kids, there's always a possibility that he could have to become a full-time father. Life happens, right? I mean, people pass away every day, be. So, or people fall in hard times. There could have been any reason why he could have to take his kids. So he told her that his ex-wife is in the military and she got deployed. So that is why he has his kids. Now, Danny did make a very valid point about that little boy saying her breasts real, or her titties real. I thought that was inappropriate, and I don't know who wrote that in the script, and I don't know why you wrote it in the script because it wasn't funny. I thought it was disgusting. I truly did. But hey, you guys let me know how you feel. Now, moving back over to the bank, nosy ass Buffy. Baby, Susie can get her ass popped because Sarah is just annoying as hell. So Sabrina is putting money in her drawer, right? And so, you know, Ashley is over there looking at Sabrina like you put a little bit too much money in your drawer. I was like, Becky, mind your business, cause I really wanted to, I really wanted Sabrina just to slap Beth in her fucking mouth because she did the most. Connie got on my nerves. Oh my God. I would have slapped the hell out of her. I would have slapped the hell out of Amber. Oh God. Mm-mm. 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 Brittany would have got punched in the fucking mouth. So Sabrina was like, well, how about you count the money? And then Destiny wants to say, well, I do all that. I always go behind you anyways. Bitch, you do what? You do what? Why do you go behind me? Yeah. Tiffany needs to get her ass whooped. I just want to get her to get beat the fuck up because she's doing the most. Who? That girl is doing the most. So Sabrina went to her office because she has her meeting with her about her IVF journey. I was like, so you're taking a personal call on your work computer? I would never do that. I've never done that. I don't know too many companies that'll let you do that. I don't give a fuck what your position is, but she took the phone call, right? And the woman told her about her options about freezing her eggs and also freezing embryos. But the woman noticed that she's single. And so Sabrina told her that her boyfriend doesn't want kids. So the woman said, well, how about a sperm? Well, there's a sperm bank. And so Sabrina said she's looked into it, right? Then we move back over to Fatima. So Fatima went to go check on Andy to make sure Andy is good. And, she says the girl is white. So, Fatima's wondering if she's lying. She 100% is lying. She's lying because of that piece of shit, Gary. And so Zach came into the office screaming all loudly looking for Fatima. So he had some flowers for Fatima. And he also found her acceptance letter and he framed it for her. So Fatima's like, well, how do you feel about that? And he says, I'm here to support you no matter what. So Andy came into her office and she said, I'm going to go break up with Jordan. I was like, without verifying first that this is really true? I was like, okay, Andy, if that's what you want to do, I think it's stupid. Like, okay. Okay, but let's pause here and move forward. See, here's the thing. If he was having an inappropriate relationship with this girl, then y'all have to be able to prove that. Because I would expect to have text messages from his phone number, phone calls from his phone number. I would expect that kind of stuff. You can't falsify. That's something you can't falsify unless you. No, you can't falsify that. You can't falsify that because he could go and get his, like, if she says, oh well, he called me or text me on such and such a date, he can go to his phone carrier and get the phone records to prove I ain't never reached out to you. Yeah, you can delete text messages, you can delete your call history, but you can't delete that paper trail. So, oh God, I don't know if they're gonna go that. I don't know how they're gonna prove it. God, for the love of God, I just hope with this situation with Jordan, I hope it's not as long as what we have to deal with Sabrina and Maurice in that Q situation with them not robbing the bank. I mean, Andy, we just literally came out of that situation 4 months ago. For y'all, it was 4 months ago, but for us, it was about a few months ago too, right? But that's neither here nor there. After that, we see Jordan. So Jordan came up to the office, right, to give Andy her phone, and she's going off on him, talking about, this could hurt her with the firm. I was like, but never mind, Andy, never mind. That ain't got nothing to do with you. I mean, yeah, that's your man, but that, okay, I don't care. I don't care. But he told her he never met that girl, and the police believe him. And she's like, why is that? I mean, because it's one cop that's corroborating this. One. And here's the thing, even with the police, if the police are cooperative, there has to be a paper trail for this as well. Like someone had to have, for this to be all over the news, someone had to have reported this. This storyline right here, just this one doesn't make any sense. This one doesn't make any sense because how can you, like, again, with situations like this, there is a literal paper trail of events leading up to, because I mean, someone would have had to have arrested him at one point because I mean, that is statutory R word. But hey, okay, keep moving, JB. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Danny went to go, I guess, apologize to Tony because she had a change of attitude, right? But she gonna work this out with Tony. I don't care, you guys. Y'all know how I feel about that. Y'all know how I feel about that. But y'all also feel like Danny should be single for a while. Karen went down to the bank and she went to see Sabrina. So you guys remember she wants to get that personal loan, and Sabrina asked her for her driver's license, and Karen is telling Sabrina everything that's going on currently, and she scanned her driver's license in, or she typed it in, one of the two. I don't remember which one she did, and unfortunately she wasn't able to get the loan. So Sabrina says, well, why didn't you tell us what was going on? And Karen was like, because you guys got a lot of stuff going on as well. And what else happened after that? What else happened? Oh, Sabrina offered to give Karen the money that Andy gave her, and she told her, nah, don't do it. You don't have to do that. She'll figure it out on her own. And so they talked about the situation with Andy and Andy and Jordan. So they're going to go over to Andy's crib later that night. After Karen left, Maurice called to be nosy, asking how the appointment went with the IVF. So Sabrina said she's going to freeze her eggs and embryo. And he was like, how you going to do that with, fuck them kids rich? When he said, fuck them kids rich, I hollered. Because that shit was funny to me. But Sabrina told him she's going to go to her sperm bank, right? And then Maurice told her he got to go because, he got to get back to work. So one of his clients asked him to marry him, and he said, no, love should have brought you home. Love should have brought you home. And he quoted love. I don't know if he was quoting Halle Berry from the movie Boomerang, because, when she told Eddie Murphy's character, men just use love like some kind of excuse. Love should have brought your black ass home. I just watched that music video. I watched Tony Braxton's music video, and I forgot it already. But he mentioned, I don't know if he was quoting Tony Braxton's song or if he was quoting that line from the movie. But he also did say, what's love got to do with this? So I was thinking maybe he was quoting Tony Braxton's Love Should Have Brought You Home, and what's love got to do with it? So old boy came into his apartment. I was like, wait a minute. Why is Maurice's door wide the fuck open? The door was wide open, but old boy came in, and I want this dog to stop fucking barking. My God, this dog just gets on my nerves, you guys. Um, I don't even know what I was talking about. I lost my train of thought. Oh, so Maurice, oh boy came in. They were supposed to go on a date. And so oh boy heard him, saying, what's love got to do with it and telling his client that he doesn't, he won't marry him. I was like, dude, that was his client, not you. But okay, so oh boy canceled the date for the night. I was like, well, damn, that's sad. Let's pause here and wrap up the episode, you guys, because I'm tired of hearing this dog barking at me because I'm talking in my own fucking apartment. All right, you guys. So Tamara, she's on the couch, and I think she was texting, but I couldn't be for sure. But Gary called her, and she was like, "Who is this?" He said, "You don't recognize my voice." Then he said, he was thinking about her lips, and he said, "Not the one on her face." I was like, "Ew." At one point in this episode, she was kissing Hayden and thinking about Gary. I was like, "Ew, that's just nasty." So he told her, when you in Hayden tonight, think about my fat inside of you. I was like, ugh, nasty bastard. Now, when Hayden came out that bathroom, I was like, oh, when you look at Hayden and the way he dresses, you would just think Hayden is frumpy, but he's not. I was like, oh, Hayden got a little six pack. I was like, okay, we still don't like you, Hayden. So Danny, the girls are over to Andy's, and Danny is asking Andy, like, you gonna stand beside Jordan? She's like, what would that look like if I don't if I did, Danny? She said, like a weak ass bitch. I was like, not a weak ass bitch. So Karen feels that she should hear Jordan out, right? And she said Fatima said that, and Karen, Dan was like, see, there's something that you two agree on. She's like, don't do it, Danny. So Sabrina told them that she's going to be freezing her eggs and embryo, and they were like, but Rich don't want kids. She says, I'm going to a sperm bank. So while they're talking, Karen ended up leaving, and Andy got a phone call from Jordan, and that's where he told her that the police don't believe the police believe him, right? And so she ended the phone call, but by that time Sabrina and Danny had dipped out, and Karen took her raggedy ass over to Zach's house to tell Zach that she's going to be doing the amniocentesis, and the way that they do that is they stick a needle in her stomach and go to the amniotic sac and take the fluid from the sac, but they do a swab of him, right? And so she said, it's tomorrow at noon, and don't bring Fatima. I was like, why did you say Fatima's name? Because she's in there. Fatima was in there. She heard her, and she came up there. And she was like, yeah, don't come. And she's like, well, I'm going to be his wife. And Karen don't care about that. And so they got into it a little bit. And Karen left. She said, come solo, no bitches. And Fatima was like, I got your bitch. I was like, exactly. Let's jump that hoe. Y'all know how I feel about Karen. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section below. You guys subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.